going on, everybody? Welcome back to Studio 39, aka the Bear Cave. I'm Rob Odie, and this is Spotlight 39. We got a super good episode tonight, man. It's a brand new segment. I'm bringing in some coaches. They're going to spice up some of the dudes, hype them up, give them some more exposure, right? That's what it's all about. That's what Spotlight 39 exists for. But we also going to have a little bit of fun, man, because they got a real big matchup coming up against the number 3 school in the country. St. John Bosco. So look, before we get into all that stuff, hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on, give this video a thumbs up so the YouTube algorithm and all that good stuff can blast this thing out there and we can continue to grow and get the exposure these kids deserve, right? And then on top of that, let me plug the Darius Minor Foundation, obviously near and dear to the heart. DM39 is the website. It's all over social media. I got this up here. This is the Black Bears Heart Walk. It's our first huge event, man. We're walking to raise awareness for heart disease within student athletes. It's a big deal. If you can attend in person, no harm, no foul. Please share it on your social media. Help us raise awareness. Help us raise some funds for a fantastic cause. But look, now that all that stuff's out the way, man, let's get into it. I got two dudes here. Two of the coaches from, Oscar Smith High School down in Chesapeake, Virginia, right? So that's about 2 hours for me, hour and 45. I'm here in the Fredericksburg area, so I'm not too far. I'm going to be seeing you guys real soon. But look, I'm going to hand it to Coach Lilly first. Formally tell us who you are, what you do, how long you've been with the program and all that good stuff. And then we're going to slide over to Coach Oak, and we're going to do the same thing, all right?
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing? I'm Coach Rashad Lilly here at Oscar Smith Defensive Line Coach. Been coaching since 2013. Been a few places: Ocean Lakes High School, Bishop Sullivan High School. Won 2 state championships. Got a lot of players in school. And that's about it with me.
And you coach the defensive line, right?
Yes, sir. Coach defensive line at Oscar Smith right now. Yep.
Good deal. So let's hand the floor to my man, Coach Oak. Tell us a little about.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? I'm Coach Otis Williams. I'm the JV defensive coordinator, the varsity assistant DB coach. I've been coaching at Smith. This will be my 3rd season. Prior to that, I had more of a playing career than a coaching career. But now that the playing career is pretty much done, I'm just trying to give back to the youth so they can try to chase their dreams.
So look, man, spot on to exactly what Spotlight 39 exists for, right? Is to give back to these student athletes. Find those kids that are in public school systems that don't have the opportunities and the blessings and all that stuff that goes along with public schools, man. I've talked to some dudes that are 5 stars, can walk on to whatever school they want. Then I got dudes, man, living on the floor, in a 1-bedroom little condo, living a very rough life that's still out here balling and looking for exposure. So it's a mix of everything. That's what Spotlight 39 exists for, man. I needed to throw that out there because what you just said. So all that out the way, man. Let's talk about Oscar Smith, right? And you guys can kind of bounce off each other and just tell us a little bit about the winning history, right? Obviously, you guys are coming off of a big championship run, crazy season, especially here in Virginia. Very different, right? But nonetheless, y'all got through it. Y'all did y'all's thing. So talk to us a little bit about the rich history and then what y'all went through to get to that championship.
Well, Oscar Smith, we got there, about 3 years ago, 2019. This is our 3rd season there. So before we got there, they were winning. They won 2 state championships before we got there. I think 2008, 2011. They've been to I think 11 of them. They actually went on a period when I think they went 3 or 4 years in a row. We of course was coaching at another team. So the histories are the winning tradition is already there, and we just came there with our head coach, Coach Scott, one of the best coaches in Virginia history, high school coaches in Virginia history. He came over to Oscar Smith, took over the program, and got him up over the hump, to get another championship this past spring because of the COVID and stuff like that. So.
What did you and the guys go through, man? Did y'all have the contact tracers on? Were you allowed to practice, without social distance? Like, what did that look like, from a coach's point of view? Because I've had a handful of dudes, that played the game, and they kind of told me what it was, but I'm curious what it looked like from a coach's point of view.
Well, for us, what we did, we had our regular coaching staff, and what we did, we took a lot of the JV coaches and we assembled what we called a COVID team. And it was different. We had to keep the kids in position groups by pods. So you will have your first string quarterbacks, or cornerbacks, your second string cornerbacks, your third string cornerbacks, and everybody's all in different pods, separated in groups. Staying 6 feet away from each other. You want to shake hands after you make a play, but you can't. You got to give air high fives. It was
I think my man got a notification or his phone dropped, but he should be joining us back here in just a minute, man. But if you kind of want to jump in and kind of piggyback off what he was saying as far as what y'all went through.
Yeah, it was tough, keeping the social distancing and following all the rules to make sure we didn't get shut down. But with the like you said, with the assistance of the COVID team that we had formed and everybody just being extra safe about it, we was able to pretty much keep our team together and play every game and be able to compete every day while following all the protocols that we were supposed to follow.
Yeah, man. And then ultimately, you guys got through it. Did we have any canceled games, or did we run the full slate that Virginia has set up?
We actually just had one canceled game, and that was because of the other team. But outside of that, we actually ran the full slate.
Okay,
And we didn't have any players that needed to that had to quarantine, nothing like that. We did everything the right way. So
good deal, good deal. And so did y'all play Massaponics in the championship, or was it the semis?
Massaponax was a semi
Okay, yeah.
semifinal.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna check them dudes out on Friday, man, when they play Louisa. They got some dogs on both sides, so I'm excited for that one, man. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, we coached a lot of good games and a lot of teams, and that Massaponax game last year was probably one of the toughest games to coach that we've coached, and we've actually played against you know IMG, and we've coached against American Heritage. We played against those national teams, but preparing for Massaponax that week and that game was one of the toughest ones we've had. There was a really good team, well coached, but we did what we do best, which was win. So
Hey man, look, I'm excited to see you guys in person. I get a sample of them first, right? I get to see Massaponics Louisa on Friday, and then I'm heading your way, man. I'm coming down to the beach, right? So look like
right.
Coach Oates still having some technical difficulties, man. But let's talk a little bit about this current season before we get into the guys, man. So how many games have we played? Have we had any issues with COVID? How is it different compared to last year? Even though we're seeing some craziness spikes and all that stuff, man. So what's the world of high school football right now?
Well, right now we played one game. It's been we won that game, and it was it's been going pretty smooth for us. We haven't had any COVID problems. I know some teams around the area they've canceled a couple of games around the area. Um, hopefully they'll get those back. It means a lot to to a lot of the kids and players and coaches and stuff out here, and the fans. Just to have football. You know what I mean. So hopefully we'll get to the point to where they can just continue playing the games and not have so many postponements and cancellations.
Yeah,
So
man.
hopefully everybody's doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. I look at the timeline on my Twitter feed, man, and it's nonstop. It's like cancellation after cancellation. From state to state, it's crazy. And then I just seen a school announce earlier today in Pennsylvania that they're back to no fans in the stands, man. So crazy.
Oh yeah, I seen that online.
What's what's up?
Yeah, I seen that online too. That they had no fans in some of the games. Now I'm like, wow. So
Yep.
that's it's like they're getting back to that. But if they want to play and have a season, it's about the players and
No,
trying
that's
to
it,
get
man.
them and trying. Uh huh.
Get them the looks, get them the exposure and all that stuff, man. So speaking of the looks and the exposure, right? Let's talk about some of the guys, man. Hopefully, Coach O will be able to jump back on. But right here, we got the St. John Bosco logo, but we'll get into that in a second. Let me take that one off real quick, man. Let's talk about the dudes, right? So first, man, run us through the lineup. Who's who? What do they do, man? What's their graduating class? And then hype them up a little bit as you introduce them.
Well, of course, me being money. No, this is the defensive line. This is my money team right here,
Oh, you
and
call
they
them the
going
money
up
team,
the
right? How about that? How
yeah,
about
we're the
that?
money team.
We got it set
That
up
is
right
good
there.
right there. They're throwing up the M's right there. We got Caleb Jones. He's a 2022 guy. He's off to the far right there. He has a few D1 offers. Probably the best defensive tackle in the nation in my eyes. Um, he goes. He's the most dominant player on the field. You got to account for him. love him to death. Right next to him got Saquon Adams. He's another 22. He's a defensive end, 2022. Another guy, very technical. He plays the game hard. He's getting a few looks now, but we're out here trying to give him that exposure. Beside him is one of the heartbeats of our team. Number 8. He wears number 8. He got number 9 in the picture. That's Kelvin Bethel. He's a grown man, and he's
Grown man.
hype man. Yeah, he's a grown man. He go. He's full of energy. He's the one that keeps the team together, keeps everybody hyped before the game, and yeah, he's good. He's good to go. Right beside him, that's Georgia. He's a sincere quarterman. He's a 2022 guy too. Him and Kelvin Bethel both are 2022. So my whole D line right now, they're all seniors.
Okay.
He's a deep tackle. He came from Georgia. He got the nickname Georgia. Very technical. Probably got one of the fastest get offs as a defensive lineman in the state. Get a few looks. He got a couple of D1 offers also. But that's basically tagging on from last year. We set the tone last year with the money team, and they carry the tradition this year. We hold a lot of pride in our position group and everything with that. So those are my guys up in the front right there.
Yeah, man.
We got.
So before we get too far, man, let me kind of talk about these dudes right here a little bit, man. So these are all seniors, right? So we got a stacked senior lineup. What's the pipeline look like, man? Who's going to step in their shoes when they step out? Right, because Oscar Smith, man, y'all, like I said, y'all got a rich history, man. Y'all plan on three-peating after y'all repeat this year, right? That's the plan. So, what's the pipeline look like, man? What's some of the juniors, sophomores?
Some of the juniors and sophomores, I got Red Collins. He's gonna step in at D tackle. I got Camille Mason. He's a D tackle that's gonna be there. I mean, I got a few people that's gonna step up in these years coming up. All the way down to freshmen. I got Octavian Taylor. He's coming up. He's gonna be a monster. Actually, he's gonna be one to look out for. But it's a lot. It's a lot that we still have to process through. And got Xavier Jones. He's another defensive end I got that's coming up. He's a junior. I mean, it's not a big drop off from my my seniors to my juniors or my sophomores. They all go. So, I mean, those are a few of the names right now. And I'm pretty sure, I got a lot of guys. Our JV team is like 70 deep right now. So I'm trying to learn their names. So, and they got a lot of guys that's ready to go on the JV team too. But I deal with the varsity guys for the most part. So, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, we got guys coming down the pipe. So
good deal, man. I was gonna say, look, you look at colleges, right, that have that issue, that have a whole senior line that just, they graduate, they move on, they go to the league or whatever. What's that pipeline look like, right? And that's how the Alabamas, the Clemsons, Ohio State's, these big programs, they continue to have success because of that, right? They continue to put the next guy up. So I was just curious on what that looked like for you guys, man. But throw me some other names, some other dudes on the squad, man.
Oh man, we got a lot of different a lot of players up there. We got Robbie Jones at linebacker. We got Cam at linebacker. It's a DB wise. We got Assad Brown. I mean, we're looking pretty good. We got as a matter of fact, Coach Otis' son, he's coming up. He's another good player on our offensive line. We got Dante Menard. We got Taj, Big Baby. I think his name. He's like 6'5", 6'6", about 320. He's gonna make some noise. He's a junior. We're looking at Brock Stooks. He's another junior that's gonna be coming back next year on the offensive line. I mean, we're looking really good. Xavier Lewis. He's a wide receiver. Does pretty good out there. Jason Woodard. He's a running back, DB. Runs about a 4.4. I mean, a lot of people. We're pretty good at different positions. Arion Griffin, he's a strong safety. He's a junior, so we're looking pretty good now and for the future. I mean, we had some big shoes to fill, but I think we did that.
Good deal, man. Now, look, like I said, I can't wait to get there and see what these dudes are all about, right? I mean, in this picture alone, you said it yourself. You got a grown man sitting on your bench right now. I mean, full out grown man playing, a child's game, right? So, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait, man. So let's do this, man. Let's kind of shift gears, right? Unless you have some other dudes to talk about, man. If you got some other dudes, man, the floor is yours. But I'm gonna bring up.
If something comes to mind, I'll definitely. If somebody comes to mind while I'm thinking about it, I would definitely definitely jump on and get their name out there. I'm always about the kids.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about this right here, right? This is a big deal. This is a big deal not just for the school, right? It's a big deal for the community. It's a big deal for the state, man. Because like we talked off air, this is what probably the first time or one of the few times that a California squad was coming all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast, all the way to Virginia, right? And I say Chesapeake ain't a big town, right? But they making that trip for this, right? So what does that mean to you guys, right? To the community, right? What does this game mean?
Well, I think this game is pretty big for the area 757 area, which is considered a football hotbed anyway.
Yeah.
I think I think it's a chance for us to showcase what the best what the best team in Virginia could do against basically one of the best teams in the nation. Um, I think when you talk about some of the top teams in the nation, sometimes Virginia gets overlooked, and we have some pretty good teams in Virginia. And I
Yep.
think out there in Richmond, you got Highland Springs, and then down here, you have Oscar Smith, and closer, up north a little bit, you have a few teams up there, that are pretty good too. So I think
So
it's
we
it's
got
a
the
good thing.
broad run. I got the broad run game coming up. Stonebridge and Broad Run. That's a pretty
Yeah,
loaded game. That's up in Loudoun County, man. So I got that. I think October 2nd. So that's got some
right.
moves on there. So look, man, I'm excited. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I just think having Bosco come here is going to be good. I think you know like I said, not looking ahead, we still got Grassfield on Friday, which is a game we're preparing everybody, preparing our team for and everything like that. But I just think it's a big game. It's good, it's exciting. It brings excitement back to football. Sometimes you get tired of playing against the same teams, and to be able to have a nationally ranked team come in here with all their prospects, where they're going to have a lot of eyes on them,
Oh
is going to
yeah.
put a lot of more eyes and on us also, and other teams in the area. So I mean, I think it's good for the area. It's going to be a good game. I expect, what I mean, I don't we never think we're going to lose any game. So don't get we definitely believe we're going to win this game. Um, and I think we're gonna shock the world. It is what it is.
Look, man, I caught it as soon as the game was announced. It made the headlines. I posted the tweet. This is potentially the high school game of the year, man, and I stand behind that. Not just because I'm in Virginia and I'm slightly biased, but I think the fact that you know St. John Bosco, like you said, man, one of the best programs. I think Max Preps has them at number 3. You got Oscar Smith, I think is underrated heavily and overlooked, right? And you guys are coming in at
Right.
like 35 or so. But we're gonna find out what rankings mean, right? Rankings, star rankings, power rank, whatever rankings, it's a number, right? That's all it is until you get on that
Right.
ball. And I can't wait for it. I'm excited to see the dudes come, from the West Coast, man, because I follow them online. They stacked with talent. You guys are stacked with talent, man. It's gonna be a dog fight, and it's gonna be a good one, man. And for the community, I hope the community comes and shows out, man, just because of what this means to not just Chesapeake but to the state. It's a real big deal, man. So I hope that the stadium's packed. COVID pending. Hopefully we can make that happen. And we have a big ball game, a good ball game, and we get some big publicity for the area, right?
Yes, sir. That's what it's about. Try to get some good looks for these players, man. The more you can get these players out there and get them exposure, then the better. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's about getting these kids in school for free, and then it's about winning, and that's
That's
what it is. So
100% what it is, right? Let me take this back
yes,
off,
sir.
man, and show the kids, right? Show the money team. We got to show the money team. We got to close it out with that, man, because it looks like Coach O can't jump back on. He's still having some issues, but nonetheless, I think we had some good conversation. I think we highlighted some of the dudes on the team, some of the dudes in the pipeline, right, coming up, and then we got Joseph Smith showing some love on here. Hit the hashtag money team, right, and then he had to make it clear that the middle school team that feeds you guys are going to be loaded and have some great size. So I can't wait. We're going to link
Yes,
up
sir. They
soon, man.
always they're getting
Go ahead.
the middle school staff. I'm about to say the middle school staff and our JV staff are doing a great job of, the local youth coaches and everybody is doing a great job of getting these kids prepared for, when they get to us. So hats off to all of them and the parents and everybody else that's preparing these kids. for when they get to our level. Just being ready to go at that level. So
Yeah, man, you guys play high level high school football. I mean, you guys are 6A, right? State champs, doing real big things. I appreciate it for everybody out there, man. Make sure you subscribe and share and all that good stuff. More importantly, help these kids get the exposure that they deserve. That's what this is all about. I've conducted just over 200 interviews with kids in the last, just under a year, man. It'll be a year around Halloween that I started this whole thing. I went from a webcam, in Zoom to some streaming software and a 4K camera, man. Still trying to figure out the game, but I'm doing it from the heart. I'm doing it for the kids, man. So, Coach Lilly, I appreciate it. We're going to stay in contact. We're going to link up here soon. For everybody out there, man, I appreciate you. I'm Rob Odie. Spotlight 39 returns tomorrow night. I got 4 student athletes, man. Stack lineup tomorrow, 8 p.m. Make sure you tap in. And it's opening night for football. What a night. I'll see you tomorrow. I appreciate it.